I'm live. All right. Hi. Got the sound, got the video. It's blurry. It's always blurry. I have a program to unblur it. That's very blurry. And that's better. Hi. If that's me. Here's the thing. Okay. Who's here? Pop out the chat and do some questions. I'm making videos a lot faster now. I just did a video on levels that is like, it might be like 15, 18 minutes long, something like that. And I made it in like 6 days. It's incredible. The PsyOps video I made took me over 100 hours. The situationship video, Lingo, the one with the situationship chart, took me, I don't know, like 12, 13 days. Pretty harsh. Okay, I'm getting things coming in. Avocado member for 2 months. 2! Thank you. Avocado's been here forever. I can never do a 2. Whatever. Where is my... Trying to make sure that my, Oh yeah, everything looks fine. Okay. Still thinking of changing your name? Maybe. It requires more, effort than just deciding to do it, because you can't just come out and say, I'm different now. People won't be able to search for you. People won't remember who you are. What you have to do is you have to use the old one plus another one for a while to gradually switch over. And what you do is you go like Homath plus whatever, like little, right? Like a sub brand. And then eventually you make them equal. And then you change the position so that the new one is primary. And then you make the new one bigger. It's like the new brand by Homath. And then eventually you just drop it. So it's a very gradual switch. But in order to do that, you have to know what you want your name to be first. And this one is just kind of, I don't know, it doesn't tickle me the right way. It's like, it conveys all the information I want it to, but it doesn't have exactly the right feeling. Anyway, Groundman says, should I put in effort in dating in the modern day? I mean, that's a broad question. I'm trying to look better, and I'm succeeding very well at that, but wondering if girls will just get the ick and divorce once I get old and ugly. So there is nothing that you can ever do in the world that is going to definitely work forever. That's something that, like, you're trying to say, how can I build something? How can I make this stone cube, right? That is never going to be weathered by water and is never going to be destroyed by an earthquake and is never, that will be like a quintessential magic piece of material that can't be changed by the physical world. There is no such thing. So when you say, what, you're trying to look better, but you're wondering if you'll just get the ick and divorce? Well, that happens sometimes, yes. And it happens more now than it used to. So you have to just take that into account when you're making your judgments. When you're judging how much effort you want to put into dating and marriage, you have to understand that, people are like less mature, and all the laws and the rules are designed to just give women men's money. And so, yeah, if you marry someone, she gets cranky with you and starts talking all her biddies And they all go, you should divorce him. You should cheat on him. Me, 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 me. Just give her fangs. Biddies. And they get to her and she does it, then yeah, you could go through that. And the chances of you going through that are higher than they used to be. And that's because society is rotten and has lost its stability, and we need to fix that. But even though all those things are true, you still have to personally decide what is and is not worth the risk for you. Let's give them claws also. The biddies. You should do the wrong thing. So yeah, that stuff is real. And it's very scary, and like that's why a lot of men are avoiding marriage. I personally am not putting any effort into it, and there are a lot of like the women who are coming to me and talking to me are more and more attractive. And it's difficult to say no sometimes, but I'm still saying no because I'm not getting on an airplane. I'm not flying anyone out here. I don't even have a couch. It's like set up my place for another person. And then even if I wanted to do all that, and even if I did it, I just don't have the time and energy to get to know somebody. I don't think it's going to go well. You know, it's the same thing. Like, I'm older. There's less about me to like, and society has degraded further. So there's less stability. The women are going to be even less stable than they were before. I personally am not putting in any effort right now, but it's up to you. Like, you're not me, you know, maybe you're younger. We'd have to talk about real in-depth details for me to tell you, like, if I think it's a good idea or not for you. I'd have to ask you lots and lots of questions about, like, how old are you? What do you do for a job? How much money do you have? Et cetera, et cetera. 10 raised tube says, let the calculations of levels begin. Yeah, I am making a levels video. I put a preview of a little cartoon I'm using for it to explain what I'm talking about. I'm going to be done shooting the video today, and I should probably post it like tomorrow or the next day. Groundman says, best strategies to resist leftism. I don't know what you mean by resist it. Do you mean like just tell it not to exist? What do you mean resist leftism? Like, I guess nuclear weapons? If you just like, if you want to resist it in general, just find the place where they live and drop a big fat bomb on them. You know, I need to understand what you mean by resisting it. Do you mean like when you're at work and people are telling you that you have to believe that a dog is the general of the United States Army or whatever crap? Dogs can be the general. Why are you being dogeth? Let's draw a skull on this too. Everything gets a skull today. Not very many questions today. Maybe I shouldn't have done a public live. I think I did one last week. I think somebody asked me for one, and so I just did one. Go to the live chat. Why does playing with fire Alex making videos saying you are depressed? Oh, I didn't realize that. I'll have to, someone should send me that. I didn't know that. He's been DMing me on like Discord, and he's like asks me to be on his show and stuff. I hope that that's not true. I hope he's not playing psychiatrist with me. That would be rude. That would be, it's not someone to talk to. So I don't know what you mean by that, but I'll find out, I guess. Someone says, how do you feel about Donald Trump so far? This is Good Morning says, how do you feel about Donald Trump so far? I remember you were a bit lukewarm. That changed it all. No, he's a politician. You know, getting excited about a politician is like thinking the stripper likes you. They're politicians. People who like politicians don't know what politicians are. It's like it's like how Venus flytraps work generation after generation of bugs get caught in them and they never learn. They just go, "Oh, that smells nice." And then they go in there and um that's what it's like when people say, "But do you like this politician? But do you like this politician?" It's just it's like this is politician. And people always say, "But this politician, but this new one, he's a different guy and he's got no politician. No politician. You. But this one is becoming a politician means that you have to tell lies and deceive people and play games where you scratch my back and I scratch yours. You have to. If you don't do it, they don't let you be one. People don't seem to understand that. You can't be the politician who doesn't do politician things, because if you try to do that, then you do not become a politician. No, I'm not warming up to him. I am suspicious of politicians. I'm suspicious of their motives. I know they're lying. I don't always know when. I don't really understand the whole Iran thing. I don't get it. All I know is that the government wants to go to war a lot. KR1 whatever says, hi, best things to work on in your early 20s before you begin looking at dating women. Any priority, gym, money, looks. Well, I mean, the priorities are so simple, and you named most of them. Look good and have your life in order and be, be a grown-up. Be a mature adult. When I was in my 20s, girls were very impressed that I kept my apartment clean and did other, really basic things that some guys didn't do. Be an adult and be figure out how to be mature. When you're 20 or 22 or something, 18-year-old girls think you're awesome because you don't live with your parents. Right? That's what it takes to be impressive. And that's living on your own. The amount of responsibility that you have, the amount of load that you've taken on, I guess I could just call it responsibility. This should be age. And responsibility. It's got to go up, at least like that. It can't go like this. If you get to 20 and you have the same amount of responsibility at 20 and 40, you're just not doing good there. If you're I play Xbox and, everything like that. So when you're 14 and you live at your parents' house, and then you become 20 and you have your own apartment and driver's license and stuff. That's the kind of thing that people are, in general, are looking for from you. You're supposed to grow in your ability to handle things, take care of things, get things done. So other than fitness and earning money and everything like that, be able to be responsible, be more able to be responsible. This is something that I have not really done in my life. I am kind of like an adult, I don't know if adolescent, but maybe college. That's kind of where I am in my level of responsibility. Like I have a car and an apartment and stuff like that, but I don't have pets. I don't have kids. I'm not taking care of anything. I just am doing the work that I do because it's my responsibility is just taking what's in my brain and giving it to the world so that they can fix their problems. But when it comes to me personally, like when women meet me and they don't know that I'm famous, they see me as like middle of the road in terms of the responsibility that I've taken on. So yeah, more responsibility. Like if you run a business that employs 50 people at age 30, you're like you're going to be impressive. So it's yeah, responsibility, power. Ground man says, "Oh, he clarified." It's moving out of the way. Hang on. Let me go find it. Ground man clarified. He said, "By resisting, I mean, how do we fix all the problems leftism caused before it's too late?" Okay, well, I can't answer that in a very short way, but we have to. I'm trying to do this on my Discord. So with Selfmax and Level Check, I'm creating a community where we can solve these problems. And again, it's like if you think of it using your conscious mind, you're not going to solve the issue because they are using techniques that work on the subconscious mind. They use words like they use techniques like redefining words. Like they just go, woman just means something else now, and turn it upside down. And if you're not paying attention and that gets into your subconscious brain, then that filters into your conscious and it starts changing your behavior. So we have to, like what I do is I make people aware of the way that they're being manipulated, which means that they can't be manipulated anymore once you're aware of it. Or at least it's easier to resist. And then we kind of need our own manipulation techniques. You know, they're using the dark arts. They're planting ideas in the subconscious, which are then filtering out into people's behavior. And I think we probably have to do that too, because they're like, you can't reach people with reason. But building on that is going to take a long time. It's going to take a concerted effort, and it's not something I'm going to do this month. Like I've got to do some videos. I got to do some upgrades to Selfmax. But I'm going to answer that question in like a really, really, really big way. Toto95 says, where do I find women bringing a net positive? This is, I mean, it's such a broad question. Like you have to just go look at the way that they live. Don't go to a bar and meet a girl with a bare midriff and just go like, does this girl have a net positive? Go look at women who are living in a way that you respect. Where would the woman that you want be right now? Go there. Avocado Atrocity says, so I own, build, and operate an escape room. Okay, that's cool. Signaling competence intelligence. Yeah, I suppose that does. It's a business. How do you suggest I make a move on the women that are clearly giving me the invitation? What would you do? Well, what's the context, man? Like, are you in the escape room? Are they locked in? Are you like gonna jump out of a closet and just go, I saw you looking at me? Like, what's the circumstances that you're talking about? You own an escape room. How do you suggest I make a move on the women that are clearly giving me the invitation? I mean, do you mean in general? What does the escape room have to do with it? In general, how you make the move on women that are giving you the invitation is let them know you saw the invitation without saying it. When they do the hanky drop, when they drop the hanky on the ground and go, oh dear, oh goodness, oh I'm such a victim of my own behavior, what the guys do is they go pick it up and they, they play along. They go, how unfortunate that you dropped that. They don't say, hey, I recognize that you invited me over. They just play along. When you see the signals, just play along. I don't know why you brought up the escape room. Gunky Zip says, yesterday I saw a video where a woman imitated another woman who was gonna tell you. Oh, and she did the bird hand. I'm gonna tell you, yeah. It's annoying, isn't it? I am good at figuring things out. Enrique Sousa says, what is your body count? It's 136. It's been moving slowly for the last few years. My body count went like this. So this is age 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. It went like, let me think for a second. It went like this, like, and then it kind of went, and then leveled off. So like this was the fastest time, and then this was actually probably a little bit steeper. Like this was steep, and then this was kind of steep, and then it leveled off, and now it's like every couple of years it's like boop, one. But it currently is, I'm 36. Groundman says, the other day on Twitter you talked smack about the alt-right. What don't you like about them? I think they're insanely genocidal, but other than that, mostly factually right. I don't know what you mean by talked smack about them. I don't know what that means. I don't know what you mean by what do I not like about them. I don't know. I don't really know what that word refers to. It's when people say alt-right, it just kind of means person who is bad when they say it. It's a person who doesn't do the current thing. No Ukraine. I've never heard that phrase used intelligently. The Tex Vet says, to expand that logic about politicians, does that mean things can only get worse and more corrupt since they require more and more to meet the politician standard? No way for it to get better. Well, there are ways for it to get better. I don't know if you are familiar with Thomas Jefferson. He said that the tree of liberty needs to be watered with the blood of tyrants, and I think he said that needs to take place about every 20 years to preserve liberty. So as soon as you create a government, all the rats and worms get into it, and they start, sticking their hands out and go, give me money for nothing. There's that meme of the guy with the hat. And he's got like a fancy coat. And he's holding his hand out. And pointing at his hand. Like, pay me, right? That's pretty much what people in the government are like. The government is like an HOA. If you've ever seen videos of the HOA where it's just like some cranky, like stupid, talentless, irritable, just some nothing, some nobody who wanted to be on the HOA so that they could come knock your door down and yell at you about your plants. You're gonna have the plants that I say. You have to have your grass the way that I tell you. I'm in charge. They're like cops, right? That's what the government's like. It gets filled up with people like that. I'm in charge of you. And they start just saying, pay me, pay me, pay me. And if you don't keep them in check, then they get worse and worse and worse. Yes. Yep. If you don't do something to them, like if you don't put them in jail, if you don't show them that you're not going to tolerate it, then yes, it gets worse. People are just disgusting like that. Okay, I'll give you an example. I'll tell you about my life. I was doing really well up until COVID. I tell the story a lot. That was at 35, right? And so my social life went up and down, but then before 35, it went way up, and my social life was doing really, really well. And then at 35, it just kind of, And then I tried to stay where I was for a few years, couldn't do it anymore, and moved away and went back to zero, right? And then I was like that for 2 years. And now it's like people every single day, people request 50 hours of my time. Now that I'm famous, everyone messages me and says, I, in particular, am special. You should pay attention to me. You should look at me and think about me and talk to me. You should have a conversation with me. I have 133 subscribers. You should have a conversation with me for an hour and a half because we are alike. I think like you. I am like you. This happens times 150 every single day. Okay? The reason that I get this much attention now, the reason that everybody wants a piece of my time is the same reason that like all the rats and worms and bugs get into the government, because that's where the power is, and the power gets you what you want. So if you don't get rid of evil people, like if you don't punish evil in the government severely, then evil wins. And it's the same thing with my time. If I talk to anybody who asks me to, then I'm wasting my time on crap. I have to exclude lots and lots and lots of people. I can't talk to 150 people a day. I have to say, well, what's in it for me? What do you want to do? What are your intentions? I have to screen them. And we're not very good at screening people out of the government. And the government all ends up like this. God, we got to throw some people in jail, take their houses, ruin their families. Otherwise, they're not going to learn their lessons. Like Gavin Newsom. Guy's gotta get ruined. His life has to be destroyed or he's not going to learn any lessons. He just does that smile, just that like empty-eyed. Empty-eyed smile. We're gonna make things better for Californians, and Donald Trump is dictator. He's got his hair, his Newsom hair. His dead eyes with nothing in them. That I made a tweet about that a while ago. That is the face of someone who hates you and needs you not to know it. He can barely stand smiling at you in order to get his power. He's just like, these people are beneath me, and they should just give me all their money and get out of my way and let me have the whole thing to myself, and I should be the president. I can't draw his head right, but yeah, absolute, pure selfishness. Pure, just like, I'm better than you. I deserve infinity money for nothing. And if you don't make those people feel pain, they don't learn. SRG, SG, whatever. Collected tons of wisdom. There's something here in Spanish. Collected tons of wisdom, has listened and read everything of you too. Are you talking to me? What is this? O gato malandro? So no excuse for not knowing better. I don't see a question. Still serving garotas in mid-20s. I don't know what that is. I can't, won't, and don't want to change that. Am I just a cancer to society? I don't know what a garota is. No sé. ¿Cómo se dice garota en inglés, por favor? Una garota. ¿Qué es? Yeah, I don't know that word, sorry. I'll check back later. Ashlyn Breeze, member for 1 month. Hi, Ashlyn. Thank you for being here. Bob Evans sent 20 Hellmath gift memberships. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. I guess they're just $1 each, so that's not that expensive. That's cool. That's great. I love it that members can sign up for the member lives, and then I don't have to do as many of these because I always lose subscribers on them. It's always like 20. It's like 2 to 20. Avocado Atrocity, bro, they talk to me after. How did you make this? It's almost like an interview. They linger. I brought it up for context. Should I hit them with, hey, we can talk more, text me or what? Yeah. So if they come up to you after the room, if they do your death box, right, and they get out of it, and then they want to talk to you about how you did it, that opens up the floor in a very general way. Because now that they are talking about what you did, they are talking about you. Okay? Because you did it. You made the escape room. So they're talking about what you did. They're talking about you. And once you tell them how you did it and why you did it and everything, then you can say, well, now that we've talked about me, let's talk about you. Oh, I made the escape room because I just it's just, first of all, it's a great business and it's so fun and people really, need to enjoy themselves. How about, well, what do you do? Do you have a dream? Do you have a job? Tell me about you. And now we're talking about you. And if they are very happy to talk about themselves, then at that point you can say, we can continue this later. Let's continue this later. Slip her a card. You know what is something that has worked for me in the past is having a card or even just a pen and writing notes, because a card can be kind of cheesy, but having a pen and just saying like, here is my number, and then letting her use it if she wants to, because then there's no pressure. If you say, give me your number, then you have control over the call. And that's a stronger tactic. Like if you can say to them, give me your number, and they say yes, then you have control over when the call happens. If you want a softer tactic, you can hand her yours and just go, hey, I enjoyed talking to you. A lot of people come here, but they're not all this fun to talk to. You can lie. It doesn't matter. Even if they're all that fun to talk to, you can just say, oh, this is really fun. I haven't had a conversation like this in a while. I'd really love to, you like the same kind of stuff as me. You like fun. Let's do something fun. Think about it that way, though. When they're talking about your thing, they're talking about you. And then when you're done talking about you for a minute, then talk about her. And then you're talking about us. What else do we have in common? Do you think women vote for migration because they subconsciously want to be war brides? Kind of. They're looking for men who are not obedient and don't do what they're told. They're looking for wild men, and if white men are not going to be wild, if they're just going to be like, I'm doing the right thing, I'm very nice, then they're going to be drawn to anyone else. So it's part of the reason, for some of them at least. Sky Dancer had that question. 10 Rays Tube. The 10th Amendment Center explains how the Constitution is destroyed. What level mindset do you think the founders of the country had? 7. I'm sure of it. Because they spoke extensively about what system they wanted to build, how it would work, how other systems like it have worked in the past, what systems they don't want, and why they don't work. They talked extensively about what kind of person needs to be in the system for it to work. They knew all the details of the system. It wasn't just like people today, they just say things like, there's capitalism and communism, and those are the two things you can be. And this one is mean, and this one is nice. They were like this. Most people who talk about these things are idiots. These guys had just these well-developed trees of logic and historical education talking about this system and that system, and they debated for days, I think, about what kind of system they were going to have. Is it going to be a republic? Is it going to be what? There were people who wanted George Washington to be the king of America. They knew a lot about how people respond to the systems they live in. This is not something that you can do at a lower level of thinking. So I'm pretty sure that most of the founding fathers were level 7 thinkers. They were just like the educated. Groundman, how not to go insane when I know the world hates me and wants to kill me for my political views? In addition, how do we actually achieve control over the government? Your questions are too big. I can't tell you how to take control over the government on a YouTube live. How not to go insane when the world hates you? Who cares if they hate you? Who cares? Why does that bother you? I know that there's a large number of people that hate me for what I say and believe. I don't care. I hate them too. I'll punch them in the mouth if they try something. I'm better than them. What do you care if they hate you? Don't care how not to go insane. Most of the people that hate me are evil idiots. How do we actually achieve control over the government? Well, cooperation. All right, that's the word I'll give you. We can definitely do it fully and quickly if we have cooperation, and that means choosing the right leaders, having the right structure and organization. I'm talking to somebody right now who's telling me that he's doing something big. I really am interested in seeing what it is. It's a legal thing. Lucas Lee says, I'm 33, 5'5", decent looking, live in Melbourne, and make $250K a year. When should I settle and start a family, and best way to meet and date good women? These really broad questions, I should put up like an FAQ or something. About like, I don't want to keep answering the question of like, how to get woman who is good. This is like a really basic. I have a channel with almost 400 videos on it about dating. And the question that you asked was like, how do I get a good woman? I don't want to answer questions like that. If you're 33, 5'5", living and make $250K a year, when should you settle? When you find someone who likes you. How about that? Like, have you been dating? Have you found anybody who likes you? Have you found any relationships that work? Are you turning them down and moving on? Like, why don't you pick someone? Again, this is a big question. I can't give you the details to it unless I talk to you in real depth. I can't just be like, okay, 33? You want to settle at 35? I can't tell you that. I don't know anything about your situation. That's a big question. Bezo says, twice divorced, one child, have plenty of options with non-commitmented dating. How do you weigh the math of freedom versus settling down again? Okay, that's an interesting question. Twice divorced, one child, plenty of options. How do you weigh the math of freedom versus settling down? Think about what happened the last time that you settled down and the last time you were free, and expect similar, first of all. Like, think about what happened in the past and expect similar things to happen in the future. And then, decide which one of those is more beneficial to you. Which one sounds better? Which one sounds more fun? Which one sounds more correct? Because, the fun thing is not always the correct thing. Yeah, the math of it is like, what fits into your life? What fits into my life right now is nobody. I don't have time or space. And when I think about it, like what I'm doing right now as I'm answering the question is I'm pausing to think, and I'm thinking about like, what if somebody came into my life? What if one of the girls talking to me in DMs was here right now? It doesn't feel good because it feels like a burden. Like, oh, I got to entertain you and I can't work. And use your imagination. Think about what it would be like. That's how you do the math. Baxter, hey HM, are you going to make body language content? I mean, I just did. Did you not see bird hands? A booklet? No. I don't know that much about body language. I understand it. Like I understand what I'm feeling when I see it, and so I understand the feelings that are like behind it, but I don't know like a vocabulary of it or anything. I've read a small amount of content on it, but I'm not going to begin positioning myself. Let's put some nails on this. I'm not going to begin positioning myself as a body language expert. The other nail over here. Excuse me. You need to understand. Garota portugués equals woman. Oh, it's Portuguese. I see. Garota, I don't remember your question now. I don't see it. The other day, expand the logic. Oh, still serving. Can't, won't, don't want to change. What does you mean serving? Serving women? I don't know what serving women means. Serving garotas. Can't, won't, and don't want to change that. I'm sorry, I don't understand serving women. I don't know what that means. I think this is a language barrier. Oh, Avocado liked my answer and he said, thank you. You're welcome. Kai Salis says, I realize as I continue to self-max my options open, but I run the risk of meeting clout diggers. Yes. Me too. Gold diggers are easy to weed out, but how do I diff between women who want a capable family man before selfishly wanting a trophy man? I think probably just don't give them the stuff that you don't want them going for. Like the way that with my last girlfriend, she told me before I said, like it wasn't a surprise or anything. Before I said that I wanted to date her, she said that she wanted to be famous too and do social media and everything. And I looked at her skills and her talent and I said, yeah, we can make something out of this. You have definitely something you can do. But then when we started dating, she kind of just wanted to be there. Like when I told her, yes, we can do something about it, what I meant was like, your skills are here. And if you move in with me, I can help you bring your skills up over time until they get to the point where you can launch your own thing. And then we can be a thing, right? So there was going to be some time. And I told her that too. And she sort of like moved in with me and then was like, I'm famous now. Me too. Me too right now. And I didn't let her do that. I had conversations with her. I said, this is not the way that happens. This is, so she accepted it and understood, but also she left for some reasons. That might have been one of them. She didn't say it was, but you know what I mean. If you don't want women who like you for money, don't give them money. If you don't want women who like you for fame, don't give them the benefits of fame. And see if they still stick around. That's the only way to do it. Like if you're providing her with lots and lots of money and handbags and stuff, and then and she says she likes you for other reasons, you don't have any proof. James Forst. I show most of your videos to my 15-year-old daughter. Good. I feel like it's incredibly valuable in communicating high-level mating and dating concepts to her. People criticize me for it and think it's not appropriate. Opinion? Those people are dumb. There's nothing wrong with my videos. There's nothing rude about them. There's nothing corrupting about them. Those people are just saying that they want you and your daughter to remain blue-pilled. They're just saying, don't ever think or talk about the truth. Stay stupid like us so that we can live in idiot hell forever. No, the content is lots of parents message me and say that they show myself. There's one guy who messaged me and he said that when his daughter asks for money, he makes her draw zones from memory. Like he makes her get a pencil and draw the faces and the boxes and the labels and the meters and everything. And he's like, you can have money to go out or whatever when you redraw zones, because he's hammering it into her head. It's good for them. It's good for people to learn. And children are people. So anybody, like really anybody who has seen my content and doesn't like it, they want you to be stupid. They want you to take the blue pill, because it's only when you take the blue pill that they can take advantage of you. Because there's nothing in my content that isn't like wholesome. I'm telling people how not to get taken advantage of. I'm telling people how not to get lied to, and, you know, what people really think and how things really work. What are they complaining about? What could they possibly be complaining about in my content? Oh no, he told the truth. Oh, that's so harmful for people to know the truth. Kai Salas says, I'm sure as a content creator, you've had to deal with this as well. Yes, I do have women who come to me. Like, it's really weird. A lot of them say strong things to me before they've even seen my face. And they go, oh, I'm so attracted to you. And it's like, are you certain of that? Is it attraction that you're feeling? So far, there have been a few of them who actually liked me after I, started talking to them. But most of them, I think, mostly just want to be with the famous internet guy. I think it's most of them. Ikpat says, is it a good idea for guys to have a lower high body count in general? It's not that simple. It's not good or bad to be high or low. It's the more that you get as a guy, the more you're going to understand women and the more you're going to know what to do with them. If it's too low, a lot of women will not respect that, and they will say, well, what's wrong with you if no one wants you? If it's too high, then a lot of women will say, well, why can't you pick? And, oh, I don't have time for a player, anything like that. Like, in order to get the exactly right kind of woman who has, like, secure attachment and is in the right place in her life, it should probably be about, like, 6, 10, in your 20s, something like that. Just so that it's obvious that girls want you, but also you didn't go crazy. But the bad thing about it being too low is that women don't find that attractive because they think no one likes you. And the bad thing about it being too high is that it just feels gross and, people don't respect it. So there's a balance in there somewhere depending on the kind of woman that you're looking for. The best kind of woman who has like secure attachment and everything probably would respect something about the, like, I don't know, 4 or 6. They would say, oh, well, that's respectable and not bad. And, it means you've had a regular life, but it's not like you're left on the shelf. Peter Justice, I don't always agree, but I like that you use logic and consistency of paradigm. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I shall. Code Maverick says, marriage benefits you. See, in 2025, if society, laws, courts all favor feminism, even with ideal trad wife. What marriage benefits you see in 2025 if... Oh, what marriage benefits do I see because in the reality that society favors feminism? I don't know any for men. I really don't know any. As a man, when I talk to women and we're talking about marriage, I have been saying I would rather not get married because what is in it for me? Other than a small tax break. Again, you usually are just signing a document that says as soon as she doesn't like me anymore, she can have my car and my money and the brand that I created. She can just have it. She's just gonna show up in my life and smile all nice. I like you. Eyebrows. Hi, I think I like you. And then, like, 6 months later, I don't like you anymore. You're abusive. And then take my car and own my brand and, like, put herself on my YouTube channel instead of me and stuff like that. Like, you know, but you got to be more careful with marriage than that these days. There's not a lot of protections for men in most places. I don't know what benefits there are for men other than just like saying we got married, like being able to say you did to others to save face. Code Maverick. Oh yeah. Wubs says, I feel I have recently entered the 8-ish zone after 3-4 years of work. Yeah, that feels about right. I find the increase in tension from women to be almost overwhelming in a relative way. Yes. Yeah, you're describing it. You're describing it. Let me get out the playbook for anyone who might not know what we're talking about. As a man, if you work on yourself in such a way that you move from this mid-range past this line, this is the not people zone where men, 7 and below, which is like 90% of men, they're invisible, they're not real men, they don't count. When feminists talk about like men have everything and men are this and men are that, what they mean is the men that I consider in my range. And then of these men, when they say average, like when they used to say Ryan Gosling was average, they said that last year, Ryan Gosling is a 5, it makes sense in their minds because this is 0. To a woman, 0 is the lowest that I would consider. And that's a guy who's like a 7.2. And then a 10 is, so this is what women consider dateable. And the rest of the guys don't exist. So as a man, if you are in this range and you do things to yourself that make you move up, all of a sudden, all the women look at you because all the women are always looking at this group like this. Let's see if I can get it like there. All the female attention is on this group. And as a man over here, down there, you're just like, oh, how do I get girls? What's going on? And then you learn how to do it and you pop up past this line. And it's like, the attention is unbelievably powerful. They start looking at you, they screw over their friends for you, they cheat on their boyfriends with you, they buy you things, they go out of their way to like get your attention, they block you when you're at the grocery store. It's like, Jesus, this is like what bad men do to women. It's like harassment, or it would be if I didn't like it. And yeah, it's intense. So yeah, that's exactly how I felt, Wubs. Roger Penrose says, she says in bed I'm the best she ever had and that I treat her really well. So bad boy points and good guy points, right? Why am I in a situationship? Well, it's more complicated than that. When I say that you need to have both, it doesn't mean that as soon as you have both, you're going to get married and be in love forever. What I'm saying is that's what they're looking for. This is what they're looking for. It doesn't mean if you have stuff here and you have stuff there, then you're guaranteed a relationship. It just guarantees that women will like that about you. So if she says you have what she's looking for here, and what was the second thing you said? You treat her really well. So why am I in a situationship? Well, I think the most likely answer is that you are probably here and she's seeing a guy here. And she's hoping that he picks her. So you're probably this guy. Where is it? All my drawings are out of order. Look at this mess. I cut them up to rearrange them, but it takes so much time to rearrange that I haven't done it yet. There's the man versus bear. There's that thing that I blurred out in my last video. Where is the guy? Did I put it back? I might have put it back. Let me see if I can find it. Hang on. Hang on. Yep, there it is. Okay, I found it. Okay, so you're this guy, but more attractive. So this was an old video where the girl is with the guy. They're together for 3 years. He proposes. She says no. He proposes again. She says no again. And then he goes, what the hell? I've been together 4 years. I proposed to you twice. You said no both times. I'm leaving. And then her family was like, no, you need to love her. Yeah, come back. Yeah, fish hook, right? I should have drawn a fish hook. Yeah, get back here. And he didn't understand. Why are you saying no, but still being with me? Well, it's because she likes him, but she likes him more. And he's busy. He's got other stuff to do. He doesn't want her, but she's waiting to see if he does. So I think that's the most likely answer. If you do make her happy, but she does not want to pick you, you're probably here and he's probably there. And he's probably not going to pick her, and then she's probably going to come back to you and say, now that I'm 40, will you buy me a house? And that's why the sexual revolution is bad. Ba-dum-bum. SRGSGFRG. I don't know why you would name yourself that. Why? Professor Wokewright James Lindsay, so important to pay attention to him. He boring and sucks, no equal match. That's a great sentence. I really appreciate that about you. I'm glad that you said that. He boring and sucks. I totally agree. The reason is because I want my fans and followers to understand the subversion of language. I want people to understand how you subvert language. This is a trick that they use a lot. And if I can get people to understand it, it's going to fix a lot of the public mind. If you can understand how you've had your language subverted, you can fix your mind quite a bit. So woke, from the first time I ever heard it was 2014, right? And the first time that I ever heard woke right was 2025. And all the way from here to here, every time I heard the word woke, it meant the same thing, right? And every time that, it's me, and then this will be first degree, and this will be second degree. Every time that anyone I ever met heard the word woke, it meant the same thing, the same thing, the same thing, the same thing, the same. And then when I talked to those people about people they met and knew, the word woke meant the same thing, 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 the same thing. So this is me and like 200 people, and then times 50 is like everyone that they know. So it's just like thousands and thousands of people who all, every time they heard the word woke for 11 years, it always meant exactly the same thing. And that was, pink hair and white privilege, and pro-gay, just go to gay, LGBT, all that package of beliefs. Like, we all know what they are. I don't have to go through them. But thousands of times I heard that word over 11 years. And everyone that I met thousands of times, and everyone that they met thousands of times. So it's like out of millions and millions and millions of uses of the word woke, it always meant people who say white privilege, feminism, gay rights, oh my god. And then this guy shows up and goes, oh, well, now what woke means is authoritarian. Now it means authoritarian. And so the right is woke. And the reason that's a problem is because think about all of the emotion. Like think about all of the memories that people have from all those years of that word woke, 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 woke. Oh, she's woke, he's woke, this is woke. Are you being woke, right? All those years of unhappiness and anger at that word. Think about all the uses of woke and how it means these disgusting, stupid things and how unhappy that made millions and millions of people. Well, now James Lindsay is saying, oh, let's just apply that to this group of people who doesn't have my political beliefs. Woke. They're woke, I say. So all of this emotion that was built up for leftism, he's trying to dump it on these people who actually oppose leftism. He's trying to dump the hate that these people deserve on these people. And I need people to understand how that works. I need for that fat idiot to be disgraced and embarrassed for even trying. That guy's disgusting. I really was surprised to hear that he was doing that. I really was shocked because I remember years ago when he was doing the right thing and going the right direction. That was a great question. 5027 says, what are the most common indicators of interest? The most common one is the look, the quick look. Like, I guess I can only draw this eye like this. Like the quick, with the sort of half smile. This happened to me at the grocery store the other day. And the girl was like, I swear to God, she was like 16 years old. I was like, Jesus. The quick look. It's like when she notices you and decides that there's something about you that she's interested in, she'll do this. The eyes will be looking one way at her friend or whatever and talking da 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 da, and then she will. There's a very very certain intentional energy to it. She's talking da 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 da, and then real quick, like for that long, she'll look at you for that long, like talking to my friends, makes sure you see her, and then looks back. That's the most common one, where it's just this tiny little, yes, you may have my attention look. There's usually like a smile that goes along with it. If the look on her face is like stone cold, then that's not the same. There might be other reasons for her to look at you quickly, but if it's like a warm little, if she's standing and one of her legs goes like that when she does it, she does the little kind of curtsy. This is why body language is important. If she like tilts her head when she does it, like this would be when she's talking to her friend, and then when she does this look at you, it goes like that, and her hair goes down a little, and she gives you the quick look with the smile. Like that would be pretty strong. That's like a bunch of those at once, with the little one leg curtsy, and her height goes down a little. They do that on purpose. Like if she's this tall and then she does the little one leg curtsy and her height goes down by an inch or so, that's like a submissive movement. The most common one is the quick look. Another one, I would say the second, I know this is the most common one. I would guess that the second most common one is when she asks you to do something that she does not need you to do. Something that she can do herself. Can you open the pickle jar? Could you tell me about a thing? There was a girl once who came up to me in the grocery store aisle and just asked me about like where groceries were. And there was absolutely no reason to do that. It was, one of the most direct like come-ons that I've ever experienced. Like she's like made a beeline for me and asked me something about, I don't know. I don't even remember what it was. It was not something I was holding. It was not something I was going for. She's just asked me about, can you look at me, please? But yeah, all of the most common ones are going to be requests. It's not gonna be her giving you a lot of attention. It's not like when men make an indicator of interest, it's give lots of attention to woman. When women make an indicator of interest, it's a request for attention on me. Could you look at me? Could you look at me, please? Could you come here and pay attention to me? That's why they do things like that. They go, oh, look, I'm petite and cute and delicate. Look, I'm only standing on one foot like a princess. That was a good question, too. Roger Penrose, she doesn't have a guy, she would tell me. Would she? Look, I don't know her, Roger, but I'm not under the impression that I know how many guys all the women I dated had. I don't know. I don't know her. I don't know you. But if it's true that there is no other guy, there's no one that she's waiting for, even if she's not seeing him at the moment, maybe she's waiting for a guy who is, gone for years and she's hoping he comes back. If it's not another guy, then there might be some kind of conflict that you don't know about. Is there some way you live that she doesn't like? Is there something about you that she doesn't want to commit to? Because other than a guy she wants better, or a guy she wants more, a guy that she thinks is better for her, I don't see any reason that she would resist the relationship. Dude seriously says, eventually you should use felt, the stick on the board pictures. Why? What? Do you know how long it would take to make felt drawings? Definitely not going to do that. Thank you for your interest, though. Let's see. I think that it's about time to switch to private. I think. I'll do a little bit of members only. And then I'll go make dinner or something. I forget what I even had to do today. Oh yeah, I gotta finish my video. I got a very important video coming. Go to live control room. Select active stream. So if anybody has a question before I switch to members only, now's the time. Go to live control room, select active stream, click edit on the stream. Click edit on the stream, navigate to live chat section. Where is it? Save, details, customization. Live chat, live chat. Okay, members. All right, I have members selected. So all I have to do is click save and it'll be on members. So I'm looking at my things. She doesn't have a guy, she would tell me. Rampage, welcome to HM Live 1. Thank you. Thank you for joining. That's a pretty star you have as a logo. Should be separate streams. Yeah, well, I'll see how this works. I got rid of my members only jacket. Okay. Why do women seem to think a lot of men make more than 200K a year? Oh, it's the same answer that they're deluded about everything. It's man bad. The phone. I've been over this a bunch of times, but it's hard to understand, so I don't mind going over it again. Like questions like, where are good women? That one is kind of boring to go over again and again, but man bad, right? On the phone. Man bad. Right? That this is something I talk about a lot. The girls have the phones. The phone says man bad, and so they start believing it. Well, it also sometimes says man rich. And it shows them guys with expensive cars and like a luxury SUV, like a stretch Hummer or something, like a luxury SUV, and they open up the door of the car opens, and like flowers fall out, like 1,000 roses, and they do the little heart stickers and they play the emotional music. Oh my life, never someone like you, and they see this over and 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 over, and the lower part of the brain starts viewing this as the bare minimum. Because she's seen it on her phone so many times. That the lower part of your brain does not. Wait, what's going on here? YouTube is not receiving enough video? What does that mean? I hope nothing weird is going on. Male privilege, trillions of dollars. I'll finish explaining this in a second. Sorry, I had to click on something. Is there any more fan funding? There's one more. What was the question? Why do they think that men make over 200,000 a year? Because these experiences, when you see it on the phone, the lower part of your brain does not know that it's fake. So it's the same thing as when a little kid watches a scary movie and he thinks that there's a monster in the closet. The reason for that is I'm scared of the monster. And so if I'm scared of it, it must be real. And so she feels like there are lots of men who have all that money, and so there must be. It's just that simple. Like they watch it on their phones and they believe it's real. That's as simple as it is. They see it on the TV, they see it on the phone, they think it's real. It gives them a feeling. The feeling is real. It's the same thing as on the news. Like you see a big bad thing happen on the news. Bad thing, right? Bad thing happened today. And could it happen near you? Could bad thing happen in your neighborhood? Yes! Yes, yes, yes. Bad thing coming to you now. And of course, it's like a 0.0000032% chance of happening to you. But they go, bad thing. And everyone's like, well, this is like 1/3 of people must experience this. Because their stupid feelings tell them so. It's the same thing. They think men are rich because the phone says man rich. That's why. Okay, I'm going to switch to members. Only members can respond now. See if this is fun. Let's see if this works. Concurrent viewers, 770. Do I have 770 people watching right now? That's pretty cool. Members only mode is on. Okay, so if you guys talk in the main room, then I will answer you without, sending the, what do you call them? The super chats. Because you are a member, you needn't do so. And then on the next one, I will only invite members so that it's like only you guys are here. Oh, scary closet monster. Oh. So, like, to finish answering that question, even though I pretty much did finish answering it. Scared in the brain equals monster in the closet, and deserve in the brain equals rich men everywhere who make lots and lots of money. I'm scared, so there is a monster. I deserve, so there is a man. Same thing. That's a little coarse. That's all right. Damn, I'm special now, yes. Do you member? Cause I'm member. I don't know if that's a reference. Special gang, yo, I'm a member. Yes, you do. Guy who's ninja. The super French cats? Are there French cats somewhere? Something to do with this? Oh, this is too far away. Has it been like that for long? I really need to, like, monitor this more. Apologies if I left that there for too long. The QL. I did like that the other day. It was, I was leaving the grocery store. There was the self checkouts, right? Like there's the units. I think there's like 3 here and then 3 here. And then there's like the door is over here. So you kind of have to go out and around the display case and out the door. And there were 3 girls here, here, and here. And there's a Starbucks. Bucks. There were 3 girls here, here, and here. And the one closest to me as I was leaving did the little curtsy and the glare with the wry little smile as I was leaving. And I don't know how old they were, but they were like socializing in a grocery store in the afternoon. So like they clearly didn't have jobs or anything important to do. I felt weird about it because on the one hand, yes, I do enjoy getting the quick look, but on the other hand, like, what are you trying to get me in trouble? Chicken Hawk says, I still feel compelled to super chat. Well, you don't have to, but I appreciate it. Thank you. That's why I have memberships. You guys are already paying me. Could you draw Henry Hawk? Oh, I don't know what that is. What's Henry Hawk? I'm Googling it on my other window for you since you gave me 20. A fat dub. Henry Hawk? You said Henry and not Henry. It is Henry. Oh, it's the chicken hawk. That's how I know him. The chicken hawk from Looney Tunes. I wonder, I'm not that good at drawing, you guys. These are just basic shapes. Henry, well, I'm looking at him, so I guess I could just copy what's on the screen here. And then he's got like a big mouth. His cheeks. And then like another beak part there. And then he's got this big Looney Tune eyes. I guess I'm not that bad at it when I'm looking at it. I guess that's like, it's gotta go lower. I guess that's not so bad. And then what, where is this? Yeah, about here. Head there. It's got like this chicken haircut bird hair. It wasn't bad. That's not bad for just looking at the picture, right? It's a little, I've made it a little fat around the cheeks. And then he's got, like, his hand is always like he's got his thumb like this. And he's always saying, I'm really smart and important, because people are like that. There you go. Huh. I guess that's not bad. Looks a little childish. It's a little wide. Um... And your name is Chicken Hawk too. That's funny. I guess I get it now. Le chat is French for cats. I saw a homeless guy, felt a desire to understand his life, what his childhood was like. Oh yeah, that's interesting. Like, wondering where that comes from. Where does it come from, the desire to understand? That's a good thing to have. That's a good thing to feel, because you want to know the difference between yourself and other people. Most people never have those kinds of thoughts. Like, when they see someone in a bad position, they just go, well, there's probably a reason, and they never think about, like, what are the reasons? What did that person do that you didn't do? What did they not do that you did do? What experiences, or rather not experiences, but rather what privileges, what, like, benefits did they have that they squandered, and what did they not have that they needed? Like, those are all good questions to ask. I used to think about that. There was a particular guy who was homeless near my last apartment. And he was there for a long time. I saw him with a social worker once, and I wondered what that was like. He was a war vet. He was an Iraq war vet, and he was just, like, messed up. And I always just wondered, like, it still doesn't make sense to me. I still don't get it. I don't understand how you can sign up for the army. You signed up to be in the army and then went to war, and then you came back from war and it messed you up. Like, it's war. You knew you were going to war, right? Like, what could possibly have happened to you? People shot at you and you shot at them, right? Isn't that what you signed up for? But I don't know. I don't know what it's like. I don't know what happened to him. But yeah, that's a really good impulse. I'm glad to hear that. You're comparing your life to other people's lives, and identifying what exactly it is that leads to different realities for different people. King Tesseract says, if you were Solomon and God offered you one wish, what would you ask for? Would it be wisdom like Solomon, or the truth? Are they separate to you? I don't think that they are separate. I think if you know the truth, you know what to do. I mean, I guess you can know the truth and not be smart. But I have gone over this before. I've already answered this question for myself. And my request would be, it's not wisdom, it's not the truth. I want to know what to do. What should I do in this world? Because I don't know much about this world. None of us do. I guess I'll get a new paper. Maybe I'll color Henry Hawk later. I didn't know he was called that. Henry Hawk. I did not know that. I always thought he was just the Chicken Hawk. So, there's only, like, if this whole sheet of paper is the universe, and if we're going like factors of 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, right? It would take more than I can draw to get to the point where this is the part of the universe that you've seen. I don't know how many layers of times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. I don't know how many layers you would need before you got to like this is what you've seen in your life. And what you can discern from that, let's go one life. What you can discern from that, from what you've seen in your life, is, I don't know, indeterminate. There's always like so much infinitude that you don't know. And there's always the chance that you can learn one fact, like one tiny little salt crystal in the huge universe of, I think it's like 80 zeros, one in like 80 zeros, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, right? You could learn one tiny little fact that flips over everything that you knew. Like you thought life was like this, and then you go, what? That's true, and now life is like that. Ah, right? So if I had a request from God like Solomon did, I wouldn't ask for wisdom, and I wouldn't ask for truth, and I wouldn't ask for knowledge, I wouldn't ask for power. What I would say is, what am I supposed to do to make this better? Because all that life is, where this answer comes from for me, is all that life is that's it. That's all it is. Everything that you do is, I don't want that. I don't want to like bleed, or I don't want my teeth knocked out. I don't want people I love to die. I don't want to lose all my money. I don't want this. I don't want this. I want this. That's all it is. It's moving from here to here. And I would say, just give me the cheat codes, man. I'm tired. I'm tired of figuring it out for myself. Just like, how many times a day do I need to stand up, and how many walks do I need to take a week? Just give me like a cheat sheet. As the thing I am, what actions am I supposed to take in order to do this better? Because I'm tired of failing and figuring it out. But I guess that's not really the point. Like, if life is a test, I guess the test is, how do you write your own instructions? How well do you figure out how to write your own instructions? But I would just like better instructions. I'm pretty tired of trying to do something right with all the knowledge of I have, with all the knowledge of everything that I have, and then having it go like I'm trying to go from here to here, and it goes kind of like whoa, 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 and ends up back, and I'm like, damn it. I guess I can't do it that way again. Oh, hey, and then it lasts a little while. Tired of that. I would like to be able to have the power to make things better, more. That's all. Just know what it is, how to do it. The Elden Lord says, can you talk about parasitic women who destroy men financially and emotionally? I do that all the time. I don't know what you mean, can I talk about them? Like, specifically, what about them? It's very common. They don't always even know they're doing it. Like, if a woman is immature enough, she might just believe that she's entitled to do that. She might just believe that she's doing the right thing. I liked him and then I didn't like him, so it's abuse. Abuse. And then she takes all his money and everything. There are some women who do it on purpose, though, and I've heard them talk about it. There was this girl in high school who I just absolutely hated her. She's disgusting. She's very attractive, but she was a disgusting person. And in high school, she used to sit there doing nothing when she's supposed to do her work and just like talk out loud to her friends and just talk about like one day I just want to marry a rich man and divorce him. Ha 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 ha. She knew who she was from the start. Uh, I don't know what else you want me to say about them. Like some of them do it on purpose and some of them don't. And like the reason that marriage is not working right now is that men don't have protection from that. If men get married and do the right thing, that can still happen to them. Nick Shimato, I don't know how to pronounce it, Kimato. He says, is wealth a worthwhile pursuit? It depends how much wealth. Let's go back to the happy to sad thing, the sad to happy thing. Some of this process right here is wealth. In fact, a lot of it is wealth. Your body is made of wealth. You had to spend money on food and water and a place to sleep. Those things all become your body, like, you know, the physical stuff that you put into it and take care of it. Soap, shower. That was wealth. So wealth is that important. You need food and clothes and a house and stuff, right? What other people think of you has something to do with your wealth. If you are the same exact person, but you're homeless, you have no shower and you're dirty, people will think less of you, right? So wealth is that important. But if you're talking about great wealth, if you're talking about the difference between put a 2-car garage on it. If you're talking about the difference between like this house and like this house, you know, that just goes on forever, a tower, like a spire. If you're talking about that kind of wealth, like exceptional wealth, the only reason that that would be a worthwhile pursuit would be if you have plans for your life that require you to be in the top 1%. Most people aren't. And most people, when they get there, they waste it. But if you want to pursue like that level of wealth, I'm sure that it's worth it when you get it if you are doing it for the right reasons and you're not like a lottery winner who's just going to spend it on Ferraris. Just put a window on the spire. This is like a 3 BR. This is like an 18 BR 42 bath. So when you say is wealth a worthwhile pursuit, like it's at least worthwhile enough to have a home and food and the stuff that you need to make people like you. People wouldn't like you if you had zero wealth. Because then what? They have to just take care of you all the time while you do nothing? Wealth is that important to pursue, at least. Everything is wealth to some extent. Oh, geez. Guys are still buying the supers. Well, good. Justin Williams says, how do you think the uptick of use in SSRI and other antidepressants have affected the dating scene partner selection? That's a pretty simple answer. I believe I've given this one before, but not like a million times, so let's do it again. I believe that SSRIs are preventing people from solving their problems, and so a lot of people are not spending time with people when they should. A lot of people are accepting relationships with people they shouldn't be with. It's just messing with your brain. Like your brain is supposed to be unhappy when it doesn't have what it wants. but instead we're medicating the brain. So, oh, I don't have what I want, but let me just take a drug and make me feel like I do. It's not creating good relationships. King Tesseract, you just described wisdom in so many words. Religions often had wisdom cults until Jesus' Sermon on the Mount. Man didn't care about objective truth. The cheat sheet is give it to God, don't worry. I don't know about that. Like, if I said give it to God instead of making videos, I wouldn't make any money. If I said give it to God instead of taking a shower, I'd be dirty. And, oh, let God clean my body. Let God figure it out. That's not, that wouldn't get me anything I want. So, like, I guess if you want to just do nothing, it depends what you want to give to God, I guess. Like, what are you saying to give to God? It's up to you to choose what you take and what you give. What you give to the Lord. To the Lord. Just do like one of those O's that's kind of square. The Lord. Okay, I'll just stop it at lore. It's enough letters. If Oscar Spengler and Rudyard was right, what would be next? I don't know who Oscar Spengler is, and I haven't seen everything that Rudyard's ever said. Mad Max World or Ted K, Pre-Civilized Anarchy, or Raccoons and Bears Takeover. I think that they are mostly right. Well, I mean, I don't know Spengler, but I think that Rudyard is mostly right in his predictions. We are, like, anybody who doesn't think that we're in major trouble right now is just not tracking what's going on. You're just living in it. Like, these are people who are just going to the grocery store in their neighborhood and saying things are fine, and everything is collapsing around you. The direction that things are collapsing is going to be, it's going to be mostly like first world places start to look like third world places, which we already have. We already have a lot of those first world places that are now third world places. There's going to be a point at which you are not able to escape it. And if you are one of those people who says like, oh, everything's fine, there's going to be a day where it's like, well, wait a minute, why do I live in the third world? And everyone's going to say, oh, because we told you it was coming and you said it wasn't. At some point there might be some kind of action or rebellion against it. I hope, at least. But I don't think that the bears and raccoons taking over thing is going to happen. Like, what does the third world look like? What's the third world look like? People live in either like huts, or there's like shanty towns where they have like sheet metal stapled together just so that the rain doesn't get on them, but it still kind of does. And there's just like awkward sheets stapled together. It'll become more and more like that. Unless they get their 15-minute cities. And then the effects of AI are also really much too difficult to predict. So the way that things are going to go wrong is very difficult to put your finger on. And also, because of the technology that we have, there's also a pretty good chance that things won't go wrong for everybody, but they will go wrong for most people. It's probably not going to look like anything that we've seen before. It already doesn't. Hut. Elden Lord says, I didn't mean typical gold diggers as much, but hidden death by 1,000 emotional cuts, codependency and trauma bonds. Single moms do it a lot. I don't remember what you're talking about. Didn't mean gold diggers. Yeah, the death by 1,000 cuts, like that's a thing. I mean, what are the cuts? I forgot what you said. I don't like, I know that you remember your question, but I think I just read like 50 of them, so I can't remember what your first question was. Um, I think what you're talking about is women being like destructive in some way in relationships. Didn't mean typical gold diggers as much. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't really figure out how to answer that one. Pixel Fiend says, you missed my question. Okay. Oh, okay. What's your favorite foreign culture? I don't know. I don't think about it that much. I've never really had a favorite foreign culture. Guess in high school I liked Japan, but that was in high school. I don't feel like I'm the same person. I don't particularly care about Japan anymore. Yeah, no, I have no answer. I haven't thought about it in a long time. My interests are very local. I don't think about France or Russia a lot. Milky OFM says, howdy, I'm an OnlyFans management agency owner and amateur filmmaker. I'd love to film a discussion with you about OF. Happy to compensate you for time. Okay. I guess I could talk about it. I'll have some strong opinions. You know how to contact me, right? Like I've got an email. I have an email linked to my bio. I have a contact form. I can't just like put my contact information in the chat. But if you go to you can find me there. Okay, I'm gonna go soon. I didn't say don't act. Faith without works is dead. If you've ever watched anime called Gurren Lagann, I haven't, and realized it was the New Testament, then you'd see that non-action is the path of despair. Well, I mean, I'm about to go, so I don't want to get into it, but then what does give it to God mean? Like, what exactly are you giving? What are you giving to God? People say these phrases. It's just sort of like spiritual hand waving. It's just like, what am I supposed to do? Give it to God. Well, what's the it? Is it my car? Is it $20? Is it like a vial of blood? What does God want? What's the it that I'm giving? People are not very good at explaining that. Let's draw some blood here. They say give it, but they don't say what it is. So I don't know, maybe another time we can get into that a little bit more. It's like another thing that people have said to me is, let it go. But it's like, well, what if I have to go to the bathroom? You want me to just sit there and be like, the feeling of needing to is gone. I choose for it to be gone. Well, okay, maybe not with going to the bathroom, but what about this other thing that hurts? What about this other thing that has a feeling? The feeling be gone. Like, can you do that? I don't know. What is let it? What's the it? Let it go. What is the it? What, like, people are very bad at explaining those things. I've asked so many people, and they always give like this spiritual hand waving. Just God. Like, give it to, like, they focus on the word God. Give it to God. Oh, but like, what's the it? That's a much more important word than God in that sentence. I'll check out contact info. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes, I will respond within a week or two. I don't check my messages every day, but I have like on my email, I have like one thing that is my contact form messages, and when I get around to it, which is usually once a week, I get around to it and I go through them all at once. So I'll probably see it within a week. Will America being in Iran lead to civil war? I have no idea. That's complicated. That's like you know, dropping a bouncy ball down a flight of stairs and just going like, where will it land? Boing, boing, boing. But I don't know. I also people really do like asking me like those complicated geopolitical questions. I don't know why. I'm not a I don't profess to have any expertise in it. I do know that, you know, how the human mind works and that it is becoming unstable because of the conditions that we live in. And as we see those conditions change for the worse, we will become more unstable. I know that, but I can't, like, that doesn't mean I know anything about supply chains. I know about the mind and how it reacts to conditions. Okay, I think that's enough for me. I'm gonna go have dinner or something. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, members. Thanks, everyone.